Stephanie first and the committee that put this together. This is an extraordinary turnout. To all of my colleagues in public service, those that want to move back into it, those that are running for the first time, you're great partners, and I'm proud of you. I really am. This is, Russ, we have very high standards in this area. And so when people make it, we all work together. We're a great team together. And I think it's an extraordinary example to people in the community, because they don't know congressional lines and assembly lines and state and senate lines. They know that they have a full team that's there, not fighting and arguing with each other and looking for differences, but really representing, being represented by one full team. So thank you to all of you and everyone that's here today. I have the honor of saying a few words about Russ Feingold. And it's hard to say just a few words about Russ Feingold. He is a son of Wisconsin. He graduated from the University of Wisconsin. He went on to get his law degree at Harvard University, and he's a Rhodes Scholar. And I think that you all know that he spent this last winter at the Mimi and Peter Haas as a distinguished visitor, and the very first one at the Mimi and Peter Haas School of Public Service, the Center for Public Service, where he not only mentored but taught students. And there's so much for him to draw from in terms of the work that he has done. Let me just give you a brief profile of what Russ Feingold not only believed in, but what he stood for when he was in the United States Senate. He was the only senator out of 100 to vote against Patriot Act. He worked for a moratorium in the Senate on the death penalty. He was the original co-sponsor of what is a famous hyphenated phrase today, McCain-Feingold, introducing that in 2002, and it was passed in 2007. So, you know what? Good things take time to get done. And then along comes the Supreme Court, rendering one of the most horrendous, dangerous, corrosive decisions, I think one of the worst decisions any Supreme Court has put out in the history of our country. And now it's, we have many visitors to Silicon Valley. Many visitors. People come here to breathe in this very special air. And the first thing that Russ said, what a district you have. And it's true. I always tell, Russ knows this, I always would say to, and still do to all of my colleagues, I represent the most distinguished congressional district in the country. They all love their districts. This, we know, is the most distinguished. We have many distinguished visitors, speakers that come here. They admire our imagination, our innovation, our sense of inventiveness, and I think that given what took place yesterday, there may be some that are interested in the money that's here. But there isn't anyone who so matches the great issues of our time with what he has devoted his life to. And I think that it can be said that he is a profile in courage. I saw that courage. I saw that courage, and I was thinking of this early this morning. Russ served on the Senate Intelligence Committee. I served on the House Intelligence Committee. Now, no one knows what anyone does there. That's quite purposeful. But when you are in that room with really only a handful of people, the American people don't know what questions are being asked. They don't know what the answers are. They don't know how people vote. And it's a black budget. But I recall so well, right now, I remember where he was sitting in the room, when together we kept raising the issue of torture in that conference committee. In that conference committee. Someday, when that information is declassified, and Russ will probably, it'll be long after, I think, we're gone from this world. The American people will know who stood for the Constitution and who stood next to the American people. And I can tell you that Russ Feingold did. He did. But his record really matches one of the great issues of our time, and that's why you are here. Now, since Russ is not in the Senate, I mean, what he has done and how productive he has been in terms of the use of his time is really quite stunning. I'm not surprised, but I think I want to share it with you. He's not only a co-chair for the 2012 re-election effort of President Obama. He has written a book, and you were standing in line. I saw for him to autograph his book, Post 9/11 America, and very importantly, entitled While America Sleeps. We have a lot of people to wake up. We have a lot of people to wake up for sure. But I think one of his key efforts is Progressives United. We know what Citizens United has done, but I think it's going to be up to progressives to unite in, like we've never united before, around this issue relative to money and what it is doing to America in the post-Citizens United world. This is really so corrosive, so dangerous. I read very recently that there are approximately 80 people that represent 90% of the money that has gone into super PACs. Wow. Imagine that. 80 people. 80 people. I would hearken back to my civics classes. That's a plutocracy. And that's not who we are. That's not who we are. So here is a man that has established really a national and an international reputation, a man of great integrity, of great intellect, and someone that is rightly celebrated. Because he's not only put the facts out there on this issue, but he has walked the walk, and he, there's some people that say it, but don't live it, or don't know it the way he does. So I think that we are really blessed today to have him in our midst. Now, he's finished at Stanford, but he said he's going to come back again next year.
That's my goal.
That's your goal. I don't think you need any letters of recommendation. I think there are going to be an awful lot of institutions that are going to welcome you. But no one really has done more. And I say this with all the emphasis in the world. No one has done more to return the institutions of our nation and of our government back to the people. And this effort in California is absolutely essential. Why? Because of that saying, as California goes, so goes the nation. I'm doing everything I can with the Disclose Act that we have, Russ, in the House, and other efforts where I've tried to amend bills that the FCC really get on it so that broadcasters, you know how you get the information from broadcasters now? They don't even put it online. You have to go to the broadcaster And they are, under law, required to keep files of who is buying time. And you have to go and get that paper file somehow in the basement of their building, wherever they keep it. And so my effort, because my committee has jurisdiction, is that they put all of that online, so people can see who's buying the time and who has paid for it. So we're going at it in many different ways, and in this effort, I'm so disappointed so far that the President hasn't taken me up on this, because I think an executive order would really work wonders. There's almost $1 trillion, it's just shy of $1 trillion of taxpayer money that pays people for their services, their contracts with the federal government. And I think that that would open up even more so that we have transparency and disclosure. But my friends, this is the man. So I feel very, very honored. I'm not introducing him to you, but to have the honor of saying the words that I hope match the worthiness of this man, because there isn't anyone like him. Welcome, Senator Russ.